What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 at Next Gen. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. I know for a long time now, pretty much every video for past couple weeks at least, I have been doing the trading every player rebuilds. Today, we're going to hop in with something a little bit different today, doing a worst to first fantasy draft rebuild challenge. If you cannot tell how these work, if you have never seen one of these before, basically it's exactly what it sounds like. I have to go from the worst record in the NBA to the best record in the NBA. And I like to make it a little bit harder for myself. I like to say the challenge includes me winning at least one championship throughout this video. So, we're going to be doing this in a fantasy draft style today. I'm going to randomly select a team. As you can see, as you can tell from the title, we're doing a fantasy draft. I'm going to randomly select a team. I'm going to have the CPU sim the entire fantasy draft for me. And from that point, we have to have the absolute worst record in the NBA before we do start, rebuilding this team into hopefully having the best record in the NBA and winning a championship. So, before we do get into this one, though, if you guys have any other video ideas, feel free to comment them down below. I've been looking for a couple more series to do this summer, so if you guys have any ideas, comment down below. If you guys see one you like, make sure to up arrow it. And as always, if you guys are new around here, you can subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. Those two things help out a ton. So, we're going to get right into this one. My eyes are going to be closed right now. We're going to go ahead and select a random team. We'll stop in 3, 2, and 1. We end up with the Milwaukee Bucks, so now we're just going to go ahead and hop into this. I'm going to sim the draft, and I'll see you guys with the team. So this really sucks, because we actually ended up with Zion Williamson, who turns into an absolute beast in this game. Now, here's what I'm thinking. There's no rule that says I can't technically just put somebody on the bench and not play him for a season. So what I think I might do is I actually might not trade all my really good players. Now, this might be a little bit of a cheap approach, if you know what I'm saying, but if I go ahead and trade Zion right now, like, what are my trade offers? They're probably pretty crazy. I'm getting somebody pretty solid no matter what I do. So he actually has 5 stars trade value, which I don't get too often on my team unless I sign them in free agency. But yeah, so I mean, these trades are okay, but I think ultimately I'm probably going to take the cheesy way in doing this. Oh, this trade is just awful. And just keep him on our bench. And honestly, just not play him in the first season. It's a little bit of a cheap approach, but honestly, I think we can probably get away with it. So, the rest of this roster, Drew Holiday, obviously one of the better, two-way guards in this entire league, in my opinion. I'm very excited to use him. Unfortunately, he kind of does have that, DeMar DeRozan effect where he does regress a little bit unfairly, in my opinion. But we'll see what we can do with him. Again, no guarantees that he's going to be, in the same category as Zion. 2 Pelicans players here. And Jackson Hayes as well. Wow, funny enough. I actually could trade him. I don't really know. I want to use him, but I got to have a starting lineup, so we will see. Clark, Wiseman, Hayes, Will Barton, Kent Bazemore, Shabazz Napier, Cam Reddish. So I definitely think this team could be bad. It looks like we actually had a pretty high pick in the fantasy draft. I didn't see exactly what it was, but if you guys caught it, feel free to let me know down below. But obviously we have Zion. I'd like to use him in this video, so hopefully we can go ahead and just, find some sort of rotation that ends up working where we can keep him on the bench. So with that being said, if we take a look, the actual roster breakdown per position, I think I'm probably going to start Kira Lewis Jr. here, number 1, have Shabazz maybe come off the bench. I'll figure out a shooting guard. Maybe, I'm trying to lose as many games as possible here, which, again, it sounds weird, but honestly, Glenn Robinson might start. I don't even know who Reggie Perry is. He might start. So, yeah, we will see. Udoka Azubuike is definitely starting. So, yeah, we probably do have a couple trades to make. I do want to get a little bit worse at the shooting guard department, so I will see you guys with the first move. So, we're going to be doing this deal right here with the Memphis Grizzlies. Will Barton and Kent Bazemore both heading over to Memphis. We're going to pick up Nico Mannion and an unprotected first-round pick from Memphis. So, it kind of leaves us with nobody at shooting guard. What I might do, I mean, these guys are all really short, but I really don't, it doesn't really matter to me if I'm being honest. Again, we're trying to lose a lot of games here. And I think that would also be a really, solid goal if we went ahead and signed somebody that's, not so good in free agency here. So, where am I going? Contracts, free agency. So, JJ Redick, I'm not just going to go ahead and sign like 60 overalls. That feels like it'd be a little cheap. But like if I'm heading down here, like Andre Roberson, fine by me. And then I'm going to go ahead and get probably one more shooting guard in this team. Like, who do I want? Who do I know here? Courtney Lee. That's perfect. All right. I think I'm in a spot where I can kind of figure out what I want to do with this team. I think Nico's honestly going to start now. Kira Lewis Jr. will be the backup because, again, we can still develop these young guys we do have. Devin Vassell will probably back up Glenn Robinson. I don't really want Brandon Clark backing up Reggie Perry. And I don't really want Jackson Hayes. So are there any centers or power forwards in free agency, wrong place, that I could go ahead and sign that, just are not that good? Power forwards like Michael Gilchrist, Jesus. Anthony Tolliver. Oh, shit. What did it say? All right, so we have 15 players on our roster right now, which kind of does screw us. I could just go ahead and trade Shabazz, honestly. I could just maybe get him off the team for, like, I don't really need anything that great. I don't want to just release him because I might be able to get some sort of pick for him. Max Strauss, honestly, that's fine by me. We get a second-round pick there as well. And then is there what else do I need to do here? Maybe I could trade probably Strauss now. I don't want to just release him. I honestly thought he was listed as a power forward. That's why I screwed up there. Trade Trey Lyles, probably a little bit too good, honestly. It's weird. Damian Jones being my backup center, that's fine. And then I do need to figure out one more here. Who's, like, not going to play, though? Honestly, it's fine. I can leave it. You know what? I'll just go down in rotation. All right, that's what I'm going to do. We'll keep this simple. I will see you guys in the rotation when it's all set. All right, so we're all set here with this absolutely horrid rotation at the start of year number 1. It feels weird. I've definitely tried to do tank jobs before. I don't know if I've ever done something quite like this. But that being said, we do have a decent amount of young guys actually getting minutes in this rotation. So they eventually could be some decent bench pieces for us. So it's not a complete waste. It's 100% not a complete waste. Also, do we have our first round pick this year? I forgot to go ahead and reset first round picks. We do not. So we kind of screwed ourselves in that department, ending up with the Bucks. I actually screwed myself more by, forgetting to reset. Every team has their own first round pick. I should always do that in fantasy draft, and I always forget. But it's fine. It only hurts me. So Nico Manian, Andre Roberson, Glenn Robinson III, Reggie Perry, and Udoka Azubuike going to be the starting 5 here for your number 1. Yeah, they're all playing a decent amount of minutes here, but again, we're not trying to win games. Bench unit, Devin Vassell going to be getting 22 a night, Damian Jones, Kira Lewis Jr., and then Courtney Lee. We're on a 9-man rotation, as you can see. These guys down here just getting none. Zion and Drew Holiday, respectively, are, resting just in case they, anybody ever fouls out. I definitely don't want them getting in. So that is it for now. I do not know how, this team's going to do. I'm hoping really, really poorly if I have to make any trades to make them worse, because what I'm trying to do is I'm definitely trying to get this worst team here in year number 1. That's what I absolutely need to happen, because if it happens in year number 2, I only have one offseason to go from literally worst to first. So I need to get this done here in year number 1. But we will see. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So we wrap up year number 1. I didn't quite catch our record, but as you can see here, we are officially 30th in the power rankings, 15th in the East. So we're definitely the worst record in the East. I'm really praying that we are the worst team overall in the entire NBA. Luka Doncic MVP. Holy hell, man. LaMelo Ball Rookie of the Year still ends up in Charlotte, funny enough. DeMarcus Cousins, 6th Man of the Year in Atlanta. These awards, occasionally switch up a little bit. Giannis still Defensive Player of the Year. Chris Boucher wins Most Improved all the time. Steve Nash still Coach of the Year in Brooklyn. So, moment of truth. What was our record here in year number 1? 7-75. There's no way anybody beat that. And let me just double check real quick. All right, do we won 7? Yeah, there's no way. And I know somebody's going to probably tell me I'm cheating. So let me just go ahead and just show you guys that I'm not cheating. I play with injuries off in case you didn't know. Yeah, everything here is at 50. Those are my settings. I've had people ask me my settings before, so everything's always at 50. If you want to see, my preload into my league, my NBA, whatever you want to call it, settings, I can feel free. If you guys want to see those, I'll let you, see them. Just let me know. So Zion went up, and overall, same with Drew Holiday. We are clearly not in the playoffs. I don't know if there's any sort of protection on our first-round pick, whoever ends up having it. I really hope that there is, because, again, it's going to be kind of tough without that, probably top 3 pick. Knowing my luck, I'll probably fall a little bit, but we will see. League meetings right now, we are just going automatic points will not be granted for sure. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Team odds will be based on standard rules. Yeah, whatever. No, thanks. All right. We're going to head up to the draft lottery right now. I do not know if we have... Oh, God. So it says via Milwaukee. Is it unprotected? It probably is. Yeah, it was unprotected. So it's the 5th overall pick. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world, honestly. I'm going to leave Bulldozer. He's pretty good ratings. Ethan, you're fired. We just don't have a huge budget here. I definitely want to get an A trainer, my boy Randy Martin. We get him. I'll leave our coaching staff for now. It's fine. I really don't care about my CFO. It's fine. So staff is set for now. 3 untapped potentials is going to be huge. We obviously really do not have our 5th overall pick, which would have been nice, but we do have the 2nd overall pick in round number 2. Unfortunately, I'm probably just not going to use it. So cool. So we're not going to be drafting anybody, at least in this year's draft. We have no team player options. Qualifying, we have none as well. So we do have a lot of rookie contracts, I will say that. We really don't have a ton of money here in free agency, but now we can go ahead and actually start building this team. I know Wiseman turns into an absolute beast. Obviously, Zion's going to be hopefully really happy here now that we're not actually using him. I'm surprised he was able to go up. Like, typically, that morale would be down. Like, their overall would be down. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Drew Holiday here as well also went up in overall. So we will see. We will see. We now have a bare bones look at this entire roster. I'm definitely excited to do some things with it. I probably do have a couple trades to make right off the bat, so I'll see you guys with those moves. So I was actually very surprised even got offered this deal. Obviously, Zion Williamson is going to start at power forward for us. I might move him down to small forward now, because the way I was gonna, just trade Brandon Clark, say, Zion's my power forward. I don't really want to run either of them at small forward, but one, this is 2K. 2, Kristaps Porzingis getting offered to me. I think he's a lot better in this game than he is in real life right now. But I think I can go ahead and do this, and obviously, our unprotected first-round pick next year is not going to be as valuable, obviously, next year as it was this year. But I think bringing in Kristaps Porzingis, any way you look at it, it's kind of a W. So I kind of want to roll with Wiseman. What's Zion's overall at small forward? He goes down 1 overall. I don't know. Do I want to keep I don't know. If I trade Wiseman, what sort of offers do I get? Like, do I get any offer? If for a crazy small forward, I would obviously I can get Shea, but I have to give up Drew. That's not happening. I could get RJ Barrett. I could go ahead and get RJ Barrett. How do you do here? You know, year number 1. I think he's, yeah, Clippers. 17, 5, and 3.5. That is not bad. I could also go with the, the defensive stud of Jonathan Isaac, who seems to win at least one Defensive Player of the Year award every video. Could go TJ Warren as well. Patrick Williams, Kyle Anderson. So we're getting some decent offers. I think I'm going to take the offer for RJ Barrett. I really think I am. I think, I'd rather keep Zion at that power forward spot and just honestly let RJ roll out the small forward because I think he's actually going to be pretty good today for us. So welcome to the team. It's a big move giving up James Wiseman, but we were able to get Kristaps Porzingis. It's one of the reasons I was comfortable doing it. So we now do need to figure out a starting shooting guard for ourselves. One of these two is probably going to be moved just because, again, I don't really need 2 backup small forwards on this team. And then I might go ahead and probably trade both these guys as well. Same with Udoka as a bouquet. Wow. English is tough for me. So Kira Lewis Jr. will obviously be my backup point guard here. We do have to figure out the shooting guard spot, though. So I'll see you guys with the next move. So what I think I'm going to try to do here is pick up Colin Sexton. I think I would rather play Colin Sexton at the shooting or at the point guard spot and have Drew Holiday shooting guard. But Drew's listed as a point guard and Colin Sexton's listed as a shooting guard. So whatever it may be, whatever 2K wants, I don't want to screw up overalls. Again, I don't know if this is even... Wow, that pick next year actually has a ton of value. And they agree to that. So Colin Sexton, welcome to this team. I do need to pick up a backup shooting guard. And we're kind of just... Actually, I could probably trade out of Bouquet for one. Is because I really don't need him anymore. He goes up to a 77 overall at power forward. And now can I trade him, Udoka, as a Bouquet? And I'll do 2 second-round picks. We're very low in the pick department. Definitely going to need to restock on those at some point. Backup shooting guard. Trey Burke, honestly, not a bad option. Might just be the one I go with. It's just the first one I saw. Ooh. Or I could go Aaron Holiday. Not bad. What are any other options here that I could really consider? Malachi Flynn, no thanks. Look, Trey Burke, 5 points. I think I'll take the youth a little bit. What is their contract difference? Free agent after this year and free player option going to decline. So I'm going to take the youth. We're going to go ahead and pick up Aaron Holiday from the Sacramento Kings. He's going to go ahead and be my new backup shooting guard. 2 very short shooting guards, but I can live with it. We're in a positionless NBA these days. So this is the team. Again, I don't know if we're going to be going, exactly to that 1 seed, especially with the Brooklyn Nets being so good with, Luka Doncic, obviously. So we will see what happens, though. I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of year number 2. So it's really annoying. I mentioned it before. Drew Holiday is one of those guys that regresses really unfairly in this game, which means I'm probably going to have to trade him this offseason, especially, I'm going for a number 1 seed and I'm going for a championship. So it sucks that he literally went from an 87 to an 83 in 1 offseason. I find that hard to believe that any player actually ever does that in real life. But then again, when has 2K ever been actually accurate about the NBA? I saw a tweet the other day. I don't know who tweeted it out. The 2K in my NBA had Pascal Siakam's spin layup and spin dribble at a 0. Do they watch basketball? I mean, some of these things, I don't get it. I really don't get it. You would think somebody would just do something about that. I mean, Next Gen 2K came out when? I mean, how long ago? And nothing. We're in mid-May now, almost. So, I mean, it just makes no sense to me. But little rant there. Drew Holiday, Colin Sexton, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson, Kristaps Porzingis, the starting 5 here for us in year number 2. We're obviously looking a little bit different than we were last year here. We are currently 3 in the power rankings, so you never know what can happen. The bench could probably use a little work, especially if I want 60-plus wins in a championship. I'm just guessing at 60 is probably what it's going to take here in the Eastern Conference to get that 1 seed. So Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, Kira Lewis Jr., and then Aaron Holiday is going to round out our bench unit. I don't know. I'm interested about this team. Hopefully Drew Holiday doesn't suck as bad as his overall dipped, but we will see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. So you play Zion, and good things happen. As you can see, we are a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference, number 1 in the power ranking. Does not necessarily mean we are a 1 seed in, the entire NBA. So that's not what that means. I've also seen some people do it. I've seen it done so many different ways. The way I do it, as I mentioned in the video, that I have to have the best record in the NBA, and I have to win a championship. And they have to happen in the same season. That's a fact. So will it happen here? Who knows? It all depends, the record department. Zion Williamson, though, almost 31 points a game, almost 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, half a block, MVP. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year in Oklahoma City. What? The dude can literally play 3 or 4 positions, and you couldn't find a way to get him into your starting lineup? I don't know. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year award for the Lakers. Tyrese Maxey, Most Improved, and Chris Finch, Coach of the Year. You aren't our coach. We went 63-19, so was that the best record overall? Yes, it was. So now, wow, Brooklyn, 49 wins as a 2 seed. That actually happens a lot when, you get 60-plus wins and then the 2 seed ends up with 49. It's a weird thing. I don't know if anybody else ever notices that. But we do have to win a championship here. Let's check out some player stats on the year right now. Zion led us in scoring, then it was Sexton. Right, okay. Yeah, this is what happens with Drew Holiday. What was his averages? Actually, he didn't really play last year at all. Never mind. But yeah, they literally he just didn't play because he was technically resting. Is that same thing with Zion? Yeah, that's weird. So he technically just sat out. The dude didn't literally play a minute a game. But we'll see what happens with Drew. And I do need to win a championship this year. So starting 5 for Cleveland: SGA, Gary Trent Jr., Sadiq Bey, Jaren Jackson Jr., Onyeka Okongwu. Not a bad starting 5 at all there, though. We're hopefully going to get through them pretty easily. We do end up winning in 5. Moving on to Charlotte here: LaMelo Ball, Kevin Huerter, OG Anunoby, Sekou Doumbouya, Rudy Gobert. Come on, give it to me. We win in 4. We sweep them. Moving on to Brooklyn. Real test here: Luka Doncic, Tyrese Maxey, DeAndre Hunter, Chris Boucher, and Andre Drummond, who should not be an 85 overall. I find it a little weird that he's still an 85 overall. We win in 6, and we got us in Oklahoma City here. Here is the final test. Can we get this done in 1 season? Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Ozzy Okoro, Marvin Bagley, and Nikola Jokic. I really was hoping it wasn't a really good center, and you gave him the best center in the NBA. Oh, God. Can we get this done here in 1 single offseason? Yes, we do. We sweep them. And Zion's such a cheat code. We got so lucky with Zion here. We really, really did. It's not every day that, you get blessed with Zion Williams. Typically when I do these things, I end up, having like the 28th overall pick, and I get stuck with like fucking Kevin Love as my first overall pick. So I'm very happy about the way this one worked out. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do this again in a more challenging, the video's not done. I'm going to do another season. But if you guys want to see me do this in a more challenging way, where I give myself the 30th overall pick, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Obviously not now, but maybe midsummer, something like that. Let me know down below. Okay, not bad at all. We're gonna head up to league meetings right now. We are going nope. That's so dumb. Like, where do people come up with some of these things? All right, we'll head in the draft lottery. Again, do not believe we have anything here. I see nothing, via Milwaukee or anything like that. So, first overall pick does go to New Orleans. Funny enough. We're just going to leave the entire staff. We just want a championship. So, there's really no pressure here in year number 3. I just want to do a 3rd season because this video would probably be way too short if I didn't. So, do we have any draft picks here? We have the 27th. Okay, nothing there, Mr. Irrelevant. So, who do they draft for me at pick 27 in round number 2? Wayne Isley. 69 overall, sure, he's a roster spot. So all these guys are going to come back. That is a thing of beauty. I know we definitely do have some free agents, though, like Sexton and Aaron Holiday. I would not mind getting both of them back as well. And then obviously this free agency class is loaded, but unfortunately we're probably not going to really be able to do anything with it. So Aaron Holiday, I'll give him $9 million a year. He's actually going to probably get his qualifying offer, so that's fine by me. And I think obviously probably many of you can see the writing on the wall. Who's probably going to be the one guy traded? That's going to be Drew Holiday. It's not that he was bad for us in any way, shape, or form. I just think 2K disrespects him a lot, which does honestly kind of suck, but I do want to, figure that out, get a new starting point guard, so I will see you guys with that trade. So I moved Drew Holiday to a shooting guard. He went up 3 overalls. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to do a quick swap. We're going to pick up CJ McCollum from the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, numbers-wise, if you look at Drew's numbers, 13, 4, and 5.5. CJ, 18.5, 2.5, and almost 4. It's a pretty no-brainer right there, and if you can't, again, see the writing on the wall, what I'm going to be doing is just moving Colin Sexton down to point guard, so where I like him a little bit more, honestly, if I'm being honest. So that is the team. Obviously, it's pretty, it's not a small addition to CJ McCollum. He's also one of those guys that overall probably goes down. He honestly might be an 83 by the time we start next season, but I can't even imagine if I didn't move Drew to, shooting guard where he goes up 3 overalls to an 86. If I left him there, what he'd probably be. He'd probably be like an 81, which would really suck. But that is the team for now. We're obviously looking going back to back. I will see you guys the rotation at the start of the 3rd and final season. So what I'm actually just kind of realizing right now is actually how much good young talent that, the CPU actually drafted for me. Like, they actually did this kind of in a perfect way, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they drafted us, like, it was on this team still, they drafted us Cameron Reddish, Jackson Hayes, Kier Lewis Jr., and a couple other guys that I ended up ultimately trading. But, like, that's pretty nice because they started out as low overalls, obviously, like, many young guys do. Get that development when I perfectly need it, and we win a championship in 1 offseason. Like, that is the absolutely perfect approach, probably a very similar approach to what I would have done if I actually ended up drafting. So, I just want to give a little shout out to the CPU for actually doing something for me for once in its life. But year number 3 here, Colin Sexton, our new addition here of CJ McCollum, only went down to an 84 overall. I can definitely live with that here for 1 season. RJ Barrett developing nicely. Very happy I made that trade, him and James Wise when we swapped them out. Zion Williamson, looking for another MVP type caliber season right here from him. Kristaps Porzingis like that addition as well. Bench unit, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, Kier Lewis Jr., Aaron Holiday. So it remains exactly the same. But again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. Hopefully we can go back to back. And honestly, you'll love to see it. Back to back seasons, Zion Williamson is your MVP. I really cannot emphasize enough how lucky we actually ended up getting, with the CPU drafting him for me. Almost 28 points a game, 12 boards, 4.5 assists. The dude's an absolute monster. Like Victor Wembanyama, I can't say his name, is your rookie of the year. Ben Simmons, I need to fact check. Who on God's green earth? Wow, 67 wins. Holy fuck. Who was starting for Minnesota over him? I mean, play him at small forward. Like, seriously. Wow. I don't get this game sometimes. Player stats on the year. Zion Williamson less than scoring. Colin Sexton 20 as well. 4.8 assists. What do you have last year? He actually averaged more assists as a shooting guard than he did as a point guard, but I don't really care. KP, RJ Barrett, CJ McCollum was a little bit of an upgrade. I wasn't expecting him to put up 18 with this squad, but still a little bit of an upgrade over Drew Holiday in the points department anyways. So Miami here in the first round. Killian Hayes, Amon Shumpert is on a starting lineup here. What year are we in? 2023? I find that very hard to believe. LeBron's back in a Miami uniform, and he's wearing number 24. That just don't sit right with me. It's just something about that. It just don't look right. Maybe he's honoring Kobe or something. It just doesn't look right, man. We sweep them. Moving on to Brooklyn, who we did beat in the East Finals last year. Tyrese Maxey, Josh Christopher, Luka Doncic. They moved him up to shooting guard. That's a small forward. Massa, DeAndre Hunter, and then Andre Drummond is the starting five there. In Brooklyn, we end up winning in 6. Charlotte here, who we beat us last year as well. They had a Malcolm Brogdon. That's a pretty big pickup. I don't know if they had Denny last year. I don't know if they had Rudy Gobert either. I honestly forget. I think they had Nyeka Okongwu, but we sweep them, and we got a rematch of last year's finals here. I believe it's the same exact starting five here. Let's see if we can go back-to-back, kind of end this video on a high note. And we do. We win in 6. Zion Williamson gets his second finals MVP at the age of 23. So, wow, I'm a poet and I didn't even fucking know it. What's up, fellas? All right, so that about does it for this one. Again, I just want to, not take a break so much, but, just kind of add some other videos in here besides the trading every player rebuilds. I have a ton of fun with those ones. You guys seem to enjoy them a ton, but every now and then I like to get something, a little bit more challenging. I thought, honestly, this was a little bit easier than most of the trading every player rebuilds, but on paper, it should have been harder, but again, I'm fine with it. As always, if you guys do have any other video ideas, make sure to let me know down below in the comments section. I'm pretty much down for whatever. I let you guys choose for me if you guys have any series you want to do, and if you guys don't come up with anything or don't have any really ideas, I basically just go through the videos that I have done, or the series I've done in the past year, and I just redo them again with a new 2K. So let me know anything else down below in the comment section. As always, you guys can subscribe and leave a like. It does help out the channel and the video a ton. That about does it for me. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one.